Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are in the building Friday night. Sam and oh God, viral hip hop news, the uncensored truth. You see the man to my right hand side. You go ahead and introduce yourself, big dog.
Yes, sir, brother. Oh God, Hip Hop News Uncensored in the building. This is the Uncensored Truth podcast, and we're going all the way in with the recap of the hottest hip hop stories from this week. We want to get right into it. If y'all didn't hear about it, our man, your brother, Juelz Santana, has made bond. He bonded out of jail today
Yes, sir.
for $500,000. Now, at first, when we seen Cameron, I guess he's like a screen FaceTime with him on through his Facebook today, and he posted it up on Instagram saying my man Juelz Santana is free on bail, and Juelz Santana was actually seen coming out of the courtroom, and he actually had something to say. So I'm gonna play the audio right now, and then I'll let you speak on it.
Go ahead, hit that like button while you're in the building right now. Go ahead, hit that like button. Sam, man, oh God, let's go.
It's a beautiful thing. I'm just happy, it was in God's grace. I was praying every day, so He came through for me. And my lawyer, of course, Brian Neal, and the family held it down. Can't held it down, so things looking good. I'm just gotta do the right thing, do everything I need to do, so I stay home. I mean, I really talk about that right now. I'm just leaving it up to God. I put everything in God's hands right now. You know what I'm saying? I was preparing for a whole bunch of new music to come out even, right before this happened. I wasn't, even expecting this to happen because it just wasn't. So at the end of the day, got a bunch of music that's already stacked up. Got a bunch more that I'm about to, hopefully, whenever I could, record it or get to the studio. You know what I mean? So look forward to that.
Yeah, man. So what do you think about Juelz Santana making bail $500,000? Did he put his house up or something like that? They were saying in the article. I think they were saying, right?
He might have put his house up. I mean, it's a situation. Okay, so for the people that don't really understand what's going on, we're glad to see him home.
Yes.
It's good to see him out of good. It's good to see him talking. It's good to see him out of that fucked up situation that he put himself in. But at the end of the day, oh God, won't you help us out? Does this mean that he's going to stay home at the end of the day?
Well, he put up what is called a bail bond, which you put up some collateral or you pay money to a bail bondsman, and it's conditions usually of the bail, which we don't know yet, but he still has to go through the court process. It's still not looking good just because he's out,
Right.
because he's a felon and what happened, and the feds are going to try the case. So he is home. I guess that's it's always good to fight from the outside as opposed to the inside. It's the best thing I can say about the situation.
Absolutely, and I'm sure he'd rather be outside dealing with this than inside in his own home, dealing with his family, dealing with his home cooking, dealing with, amongst his people to deal with this fucked up situation that he's in right now. Now, we did see him. I don't know, for the people live, we didn't get to see him. I apologize for that. But we've seen him, and he looks tired, man. He looks worn out. He's definitely, age is starting to get to him, and the attritions get to him. He did talk about music a little bit and the things he had going on. We all heard the rumor about him and Lil Wayne. They had some magic dropping very, very soon, and then he got caught up in a situation that obviously he didn't expect, like he alluded to. But, I mean, is even music premature at this point, facing the things that he has going on? Even talking about music, is that a little premature, or do you think that's just a positive move to make, given the situation and given what he's going through?
Yeah, I think it's definitely just a positive move, to make. That's the thing. You got to remain positive. I think Rick Ross said, on one of his songs, kiss you on your head, tell you everything is great, even though I'm out on bond, I might be facing 8.
Yeah.
You got to keep a positive attitude anytime, you're in that type of situation, because you never know what can happen. I mean, people have gotten off for stranger and worse things than this, but it just don't look good at this point.
Right. I had seen somebody in the comment section drop, well, maybe he looked cracked out. Juelz looked cracked out. And I'm not going to say he looked cracked out because he was just in jail, but maybe he looked like he was withdrawn. You know what I mean? I won't, it goes to the situation in the drug epidemic, and we all know, and could get into that when it comes to lean in the rappers. We heard what happened with Migos today, and we're going to jump into that in the podcast, not to jump too far. But even just, we're glad to see Juelz home. Glad to see him getting to be able to just be comfortable for a little while. About to get ready for that federal trial coming soon. But you got something with Meek Mill coming up. We all know the Supreme Court is looking into Meek Mill's case. We all heard that Judge Brinkley is no longer allowed to get into bail when it comes to Meek Mill. Will we see Meek Mill come home soon? Oh, God, what's the situation? You're tightly on it. What's going on with Meek Mill?
Yeah, man. Well, it's been a lot. A few days ago, Judge Brinkley pretty much came out and said he's going to sit in there. But Larry Krauser, who was the DA in Pennsylvania, district attorney, has, you know, put out a lot of statements pretty much saying the system is corrupt. And he said he would not oppose, you know, Meek Mill's bail, you know, him being bailed out. Now, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, now what he's done is taken it out of Judge Brinkley's hand and put it into the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. You got the governor, you know, and the DA saying he can get out. He should get out anytime now. You know, he released the 1942 video, you know, flows they put out would have showed him getting out, which was real dope. So he should really be getting out soon. But again, I don't want to get everybody too crazy.
I mean, because we've seen this story and we've gotten up for this before, especially with Meek Mill the last couple of months. He's getting out this day, he's getting out this day, he's getting out, and then we've just seen time after time after time him get shut down and us being disappointed. We see his mother just it's terrible what's going on, and to see her just out crying for her son day after day after day, praying for this, you know what I mean, for her baby to come home and for her to go through what they go through. We can only just hope and pray and be optimistic that he does get home, hopefully soon. I mean, like you said, any day now, given the fact that it's taken out of our hands, but we can't be surprised and shocked on anything that we see. You know what I mean? We can't get our hopes up only to get dropped if we don't see him home. He has to be ready for that grind. We got to be ready for that grind as Meek Mill fans. It is what it is. You are on The Uncensored Truth. Sandman Oh God Podcast. Make sure you hit that like button. We got Darren's coffee, man. Won't you throw up the coffee? Get a little plug for that coffee, that cafe real quick that we sipping on real quick.
Yes, sir. The link will be in the descriptions of both of these channels, you know, when it's off. So go make sure y'all go check it out. Go buy some of that, man. I'm telling you, man, it's real good. It's dope.
But
and I'm definitely have my sip of it. You know what I mean?
Facts on that. Facts on that. What we got going on now, oh God, we talked a little bit about the Migos. They got into a situation, man.
They getting that codeine cowboy on and look like, but nah, man, the Migos. Tour bus is riding through Boone, North Carolina, which is, I think, a little bit outside of Greensboro. Shout out to Greensboro,
Facts,
North Carolina, in the building. You know, the tour bus got pulled over and they found, I think it's 420 grams marijuana.
God damn.
That's the regular shit. You know, the codeine, the Zans, the regular shit that the rappers are doing these days.
Man, just...
you know, but that was found on there. But none of them were charged. You know, I guess some members of their entourage took the weight of the charge. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, we just see Migos in the news again for something that's not positive, and that's getting scary. We're gonna have to. I would just advise them brothers to stay out the fucking news for this shit. But they got some riders with them. You know what I mean? Their names are for public record. We ain't gonna drop them here on the podcast, but you can look that up if you want to, and see what their names are. But they did take the charge. It was probably over 20 ounces of codeine, an undisclosed amount of Zans, and 420 grams of chronic. Woo! God damn. And I mean, and people know that Migos is there. The cops are probably definitely putting it on them. Now, it was after a North Carolina show. It will be said that Offset wasn't there. Apparently, he was bringing in Cardi B's parents or people from the Dominican Republic, so he was on the family thing. You know what I mean? So he wasn't there. It was Quavo and my other man. What's his name?
Offset.
Not Offset. Offset wasn't there.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
Yeah, somebody helped me on a jump start, some shit. I don't know. But yeah, he was they was in a bus, you know what I mean, and they got caught up in some shit. Right. You know what I mean? And
Takeoff,
yeah, my fault on Takeoff. Takeoff's a dope one. But yeah, man, they got caught up and they had to take that rap. Somebody had to take that charge. They were not taking that rap right now. You had Quavo in the news for the jury situation. We all know Offset's situation in and out of jail. Takeoff's seemingly been pretty clean, and that's good. But these brothers have been in the news too often, too much for negative shit. You know what I mean? So they had to get that rap taken. What do you think about that, oh God?
I mean, these dudes is, you know, that's the life that they're living in. You know, they got to be careful. Right. Because, you know, Meek Mill was one of the guys, you know, who, you know, was kind of the same type of situation. A lot of things kept coming up, a lot of infractions. And, you know, they might let you get away with it for a while, but then, you know, sometimes it could come back to bite you. In situations like this, you know, you gotta be careful, man. That's all I can say about that.
What do you say to the people out there, the naysayers that'll blame us, the people, the bloggers, the news reporters that put this and disseminate this information over and over and over again, that will blame you or I? Hip Hop News, a censor of our Hip Hop News. Make sure you subscribe now in the description box, please do. Yes. But the people that would blame us for Meek Mill sitting in this situation, because we all know the DA, we all know the attorneys, we all know these people within the judicial system. They look at the social media, they look at these outlets and gain leverage on these rappers. So are we even doing them wrong doing this right now? What do you say to those people?
No, I mean, we're not the first person to put it out. You know, first and foremost, it usually comes from another source. You know, this is what we do. We disseminate hip hop news. You know, the way that we feel like is best. do it. In our perspective, our reflection. His platform is his reflection. My platform is my reflection. But there's nothing wrong with us speaking about it. In a lot of cases, if you didn't do nothing, it wouldn't be nothing to really speak about. Not to say that everybody's guilty when a headline comes up, but I'm always responsible. I know you're responsible. That if it is a mistake or something, made, I will come back and correct that. Also, it's not always the negative.
Right.
Sometimes we'll come out and I show the video, with something positive where we're trying to show getting people off. We do different with our media.
But that don't get the love.
Right.
You feel me? You look at, let's just keep it real. You look at your numbers, you see the numbers between something you put up positive and something you put up that's terrible, and something that you'll get 1,000 comments saying, yo, why you got this shit up with the blah, blah, blah. But you see the numbers on that compared to the one that you put up positive, and it don't even compare.
Right.
So, I mean, we're just to blame, but are the consumers to blame as well?
Right.
Because they eat this shit up. Migos is about to go to jail. Meek Mill, jail. They eat that shit up and they consume it in such an abundance. But when it comes to the positive shit, Meek Mill opening up a school in Philly or taking care of his kids in Philly, the shit flops when it comes to numbers. And it's terrible. It shouldn't be that way. You know what I mean? Lil Jon opening up a school in Africa. Things like that, you see a bunch of positive going on. It don't get the same kind of love as the negative shit does. And that is very unfortunate. But it is what it is. It's the society we live in today.
Yes, sir.
It is what it is, man.
I gotta agree. But, just gotta move a little bit smarter. Wish them dudes nothing but the success. I really do like the Migos, like real talk.
Yeah, man. I mean, we were listening to Cardi B's album. We heard the track with the Migos on it. That was a dope one. What do you think about Cardi B's album? To jump off topic real quick. We listened to it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's doing crazy numbers out here. What do you think about Cardi?
I mean, it was pretty dope, man. We listened to it a little bit earlier. I didn't really get too deep into it because we was kind of moving around.
Right.
But I wanted to sit down and I don't want to rush to judgment on it too early. Sometimes you gotta let music, settle in on you. But for the most part, listening is dope.
I mean, and definitely it got some bangers on it that you can knock to without really digesting into the lyrics yet, because like you said, me and you just listened to it real quick on the fly, and we didn't get to dive into the lyrical content. But from just the jump, it sounds like it's something real entertaining. I mean, we just remains to be seen. She's doing some killing numbers on there. I think we've seen her on IG, and I'm not even going to repeat the number I saw because I don't know if it's authentic yet, but it was outrageous.
Yeah.
And if it is true, I mean, shout out to her. She's going to be smashing some numbers and really raising some eyebrows. And Nicki Minaj saying she's the best out here still. She's going to have to prove that, because if this girl doing numbers the way she's slated to do, it's about to get real dangerous out here, man. That is for sure. You're on the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Sam and Oh God, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you drop your city and zip code in the comment section right now.
Yes.
Make sure we shout you out throughout the podcast. Oh God, got something else cooking over there. What you got, brother?
Yes, sir. Ice Cube Big 3 and his business partner are suing the Qatari investment group, who was actually supposed to be investing $5 million in the Big 3. But instead, what they did was they pretty much, bragged and boasted about them working, but they never actually paid any money, to Ice Cube's Big 3 basketball league. So as a result of that, Ice Cube and his business partner, because he has a partner with the Big 3, a lot of people don't know that, are suing them for $1.2 billion for damages because he said they're not, pulling their weight. It's almost like you're going to a partnership with somebody and they're not doing what they're supposed to do. So now he's being, now they're going out there and suing him.
Is this good or bad for the Big 3, though? Because I'm going to talk about it. $1.2 billion, we hear that. But all we hear is a bunch of stuff going on within the Big 3. And I said something real early in Viral Hip Hop News' life. And I alluded to the Big 3 kind of taking the same fate as what was then the XFL.
Really?
Vince McMahon's organization that's soon to come back soon. But I kind of compared the two, and just this is a whole bunch of hiccups going on where I don't think it would see the potential that it could possibly see. You got NBA players being drafted, these 3-on-3 kind of street court basketball on the main stage, on the hard court. You know what I mean? It's dope to watch some of these former players get busy. Allen Iverson, Jermaine O'Neal, you know what I mean? Just to name a few. Going out there getting busy, it was dope. But then we seen the situation with Iverson, and then he pulled out. Definitely one of the catalysts in the Big 3, one of the people that people just came to see was Allen Iverson. Now we hear the situation with with one of the financial advisors coming at Cube, and then Cube came back at him, and now it's just a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of money being thrown anywhere. Where's the revenue coming from? Where's the revenue being streamed from? $1.3 billion, yeah, but that has to go through court. That has to go through litigation. That's going to be a lot of, like I said, money getting thrown out.
Good point.
Meanwhile, is the revenue exceeding the cost getting spent? We all know business. Me and you are in business real heavy right now.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And right now, it looks like the Big 3 may be in the red. Can they get back out? Could they be a little deeper than what? Could they be deeper than what they can get out of? at the end of the day. What do you think?
I mean, that remains to be seen, man. I understand what you're saying. It's too much like red tape, too much litigation here, too much accusations here. Allen Iverson, pretty much the situation. Now, he said he couldn't bang on the court no more. He said he pretty much underestimated it.
Drinking and shit, chilling and shit, blowing and shit. He was like, man, I'm ready to smoke. I ain't trying to do this shit. 45 years old. I ain't practice games. Fuck that.
Right. But on a more positive, I think I got faith in Ice Cube. His business mind as a businessman, that he knows what he's doing. But that don't mean that other elements, that's the thing in business, other elements sometimes can come in, unforeseen thing that can kind of, like the Titanic, you didn't think the iceberg was coming.
Right.
But you hit the iceberg and then sometimes the water comes on too fast. So hopefully I wish the best, for the Big Three league. But I don't know. You make some great points, man.
And we also, and I wish nothing but the best for Big Three too, because Ice Cube, I fuck with him. I fuck with his direction. I fuck with his writing. I respect the brother's business mind and business. From day one, from coming into the NWA, you can see just the special and just the gem that he was, and you knew that it was going to be something more special for him later on down the line. And then you see the movies, then you see the Big Three. Like, you just knew that he was bred to do this. I want to see it work. But then you even talking about marketing dollars, just so much money just getting thrown out there. Can the product bring it back to life? Is it enough? I don't know, man. It remains to be seen, man. It just remains to be seen. We hope and pray it does here at The Uncensored Truth. That's all I can say.
Yes, sir. Everybody watching, make sure you hit that like button.
Yes.
And we definitely appreciate y'all. Make sure you share this also. Share this on all your platforms if you get a chance. That definitely help, spread the word. So, yeah, man. On to other news today. Jay-Z, I don't know if you know about his little Netflix thing. He did an interview with Letterman.
Yeah, man. Well, Letterman's doing big things in Netflix right now. Shout out to Netflix for allowing people just to have a platform to do these on. And it's real dope to see. Hopefully we can jump on there and kind of get our creativity alive on Netflix. We got some things popping off and soon. Make sure you check that out.
Yes, sir. But
yeah, Letterman got something going on. He had Obama on there. Now we see Jay-Z. Let's hear what he said, man. What did he talk about?
Yes, sir. We're going to roll the tape. Let's go.
Are we friends? Are we friends? Are we not friends?
He's talking about Kanye right now.
We're beyond friends. Really, like literally, my little brother is Kanye. And like your little brother, things happen sometimes.
But now, okay, right there. Tell me what happened.
I have no problem. Do you have siblings?
Yes.
You guys ever have a falling out?
I'll let you know when it's over.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like that.
Yeah.
But it's just still it's your sibling forever. It's my brother. Like we don't come from the same mom and dad, but I've watched Kanye from without an album. Like the thing that I respect about him is he is the same person. Like he interrupted our studio session and stood on the table and started rapping, and we were like, could you please get down? So but he was like, no, I am the savior of Chicago. I was like, no, he didn't have a record.
Would he sit here and chat with me?
Oh, 100%. He's brilliant.
Dope stuff. That was Jay-Z on Letterman's show on Netflix. Make sure you check that out. Go hit that like button right now. But yeah, that was some dope stuff he said about Kanye. You can definitely understand where he's coming from. Where, family go through shit. You know what I mean? And we're not on a public stage going through the shit that they're going through on the public stage. We all know the crazy character that is Kanye, and we are later to find out that he was really going through some shit medically with himself that he had to iron out. So he got on stage and was just saying all kind of wild stuff. And Jay-Z, the kind of dude he is, we've seen his repertoire. We've seen how he moves, even through the Rockefeller days, and how he kind of just moves. He doesn't say anything public. He just kind of gets quiet, and he shuts it down. And with the Kanye situation, that's exactly what he did. Now, he addressed it a little bit in the 444, and that was dope. You know what I mean? Because he had to do that, and he did it in his own subtle way.
Right.
And then they came together, and it's dope to see them two together. I was sitting there listening, to watch The Throne, and for Jay-Z to say some of the things about Kanye, run up on Yeezy the wrong way, I might murk it. Like, he really has genuine, adamant love for this dude.
Right.
You knew that it was going to come back together. This wasn't a Jay and Dame situation. This wasn't a business. This was a little personal. He knew his brother was sick, and at the end of the day, he was going to take care of his brother. What do you think, man?
Yeah, man. That's the thing, man, and that's why it's kind of hard when it plays out. And even Jay-Z went on to say, that he knows Kanye West knows that he crossed the line. You know what I mean? With that, some of the stuff that he said on stage there. Sometimes we know we transgress against each other.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? But when you're ultimately close with somebody like that that Jay-Z's claiming their relationship is, you know what I mean? It's nothing really that can really come in between that. You know what I mean? It's like something that's kind of unspoken. You know?
Now, do you think that Kanye's extracurricular living, the Kim Kardashian, the little bit of the outlandish stuff he does, isn't good for the Jay-Z Beyonce brand, so he kind of wants to stray away from it? Do you see a little bit of that going on, and maybe Kanye feeling some type of way, and having that knee-jerk reaction? That is Kanye, him kind of pouring that out too at the end of the day. Do you kind of see a little bit of that going on?
Yeah, man, because when you're building a brand, you know, anything around it, and any stuff that you do is a reflection of your brand.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got, you know, people doing nutty stuff around you, and people looking at you like, what's going on? So yeah, I think that a lot of that was going on. You know, I think Jay-Z, you know, disassociated himself because some of the nutty stuff that Kanye was doing, and the Kardashian, you know, their whole thing. You know,
and that's Jay-Z. We seen him
Yeah.
do that. Like I said, he
Smart
doesn't
man.
talk. He kind of stands off and he kind of chills out and he just gets to himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he evaluates the situation and then he makes that move from there. He's a real calculated and smart dude. But he did give Kanye a lot of accolades. Kanye's a brilliant dude. We see these Yeezys. We see what he's doing on the fashion tip. He's a mogul. Love him or hate him. You know what I mean? He's going to make you give a reaction from him no matter what you say, no matter what you think, love it or hate it. He's going to get that response from you. He has a great charisma about him. His music does the same. Now, like we were talking about, I wish and hope that when he does come back out with some fresh music, it's a little more the older Kanye than it was the ones that he came out with before he dropped that wild shit. You know what I mean? Because we all love that real Kanye, that Jesus Walk Kanye, that you know what I mean, that back in the day Kanye. Mm-hmm. So we hope to see that back for him. He's big as a motherfucker right now. He looks like Winnie the Pooh with the blonde hair and he's thick as a he's big as a he's Teddy Barron. You know what I mean? But yeah, it is what it is. Shout out to Kanye, shout out to Jay-Z. Real dope. Watch that on Netflix now.
Yes, sir, man. We got to make this transition over to my man, Ja Rule. Now, before I get into this story, this is one that's about taxes. And Ja Rule has not paid his taxes in the past 11 years. Now, brother, I feel you.
Right.
I got my, you know, reservations about taxes, you know, but, you know, it is what it is at this point. It's pretty much if you don't pay, they're going to put a lien, which they did. They put a lien, almost $400,000, a tax lien, you know, on Ja Rule. And he's expected to cough up that money, or he could face the same fate as DMX, being locked up, or have properties and things, you know, taken. What do you think about that, man?
I feel like at the end of the day that we talk about this ad nauseum. It's another rapper, another entertainer in our community that finally gets exposed for not taking care of their money right. I mean, and he's not going to be the last. He damn sure ain't the first. He's not the first this year. We just seen our brother Jay-Z DMX, go to jail, you know what I mean, or pending jail for his situation with his tax situation. Mary J. Blige, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. We see what's going on, and now Ja Rule, the next one on the list, and will he be able to bounce back from it? It remains to be seen. I don't know how much he saved, how much asset he has going on, how much he can give up. But what is he owing right now? How much does he owe? 360?
He has a lien for almost $400,000, but he owes 1.7.
1.7.
Right, yeah, he said he owes 1.7.
Okay, and that's what DMX ended up owing, just about the same, right?
About a little bit more. I think like 2. They wanted to put like 2.3 back.
And what was he going to, with same state? With the state of New York, I'm assuming?
Yes. I think it's the state of New York.
So he might do jail time if he don't got it. I mean, we're looking at that situation. We might not see it now, maybe a few months away. We do see him getting jacked, so maybe he's getting ready. Maybe he knew something we don't. You know what I mean? Ja Rule may be going to jail, and it's a shame because, I mean, it's just...
The thing about it, though, is when you... Just because you go to jail, they still want you to pay. They still want DMX to pay. So it's like, this is what we got to learn. Like, I understand the whole thing, but if you're going to play that game, you got to play that game. You know what I mean? So just get it out the way, man. You making enough money, put it to the side, and, you know, write off as much as you can. Just be smart about the way you move, but not to go about just not paying. You know what I mean? They just going to just throw you in jail.
To not pay and then give what excuse? Give what reasoning to not paying? You know what I mean? Because like you said, you have to understand who wants to pay taxes. We all understand the fucked up thing that is taxes. We understand that we could talk about that ad nauseum, verbatim, but at the end of the day, we still got to do it. Yeah. So if we don't have a proper way to counter it, what the fuck are you doing? Just going to let them lock you up? Like, just going to let them lock you up? Like, I'm not going to let that happen over a couple dollars that I know I just got to tuck away. When I made the right investments and got the money anyway, I'm tucking that shit off and doing it. Yes, you know what I mean? But it starts young. Like we were talking about, I wish somebody was in our ear about credit and paying off certain things early. And I wish these conversations were had young and embedded in our head young instead of the nonsense, the buying the cars and all that shit. I wish that we knew how to save the right kind of bread because then we wouldn't be going through the things we're going through. But this is why good conversations like this need to be had, because if they're not, we're going to just find the same fate as our 90s and 2000 music brethren are dealing with right now as we speak. It's a shame, you know what I mean? It is what it is. You are on the Uncensored Truth Podcast, Sam and Oh God, live here on Viral Hip Hop News. Having a little bit of technical difficulty, but we are not letting us stop that this evening. We are here cooking out here in the building Friday night. We usually come on Mondays and Thursdays. Sam and Oh God been busy this week making moves and busting, but we will be back on schedule Mondays and Thursdays next week. Appreciate everyone out here watching us right now. In the building. Yeah, man. What else we got going on? We seen Safaree's little punk ass get robbed. And I don't mean to call him a punk, but it
just is what it is.
You walk around, you're sitting there with the fur on, and you're talking all this stuff, and it ended up being somebody in your own circle. Well, I'm not gonna get busy. I mean, oh God, what do you got to say about it? What do you think?
I mean,
what
he was going through New York the other day, and they hit him up pretty much $183,000 worth of, split, I guess, jewelry and money, whatever he had on him. Unfortunate, man. We saw him on Angie Martinez did an interview with Angie. He broke down crying. When you think about him breaking down crying, man, in front of everybody.
All right, I'm gonna put it like this, because he's getting a lot of joke about him, and it's deservingly so, because on the outside it looks funny. But unless you have gotten a gun pointed at you, unless you're used to that, that's gonna fuck up anybody. It's gonna fuck up anybody, and we're not to say what kind of reaction he deserves to have. I'm man enough to admit if somebody has a gun to my head, then I gotta go on the radio. I might need a minute. Am I gonna cry in the back? Nah, I'm not. I might not. I might hold myself better than that. That looked a little bit of prima donna-ish in my opinion. I mean, the way he did it. I don't know how he cries. We gotta ask Nicky. Only certain niggas know how you cry. Like, I don't know how he cries. Maybe that's his setup to cry. But it looked a little set up to me. And a little stage to me in the crime, but it was reported
for his life. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. That's a scary situation. That's a scary situation. I don't know. I mean, I probably would.
I'm not laughing at him getting robbed. But
would you have cried? Would you have cried there? I might have cried there before I cried.
I don't never want to say, because if I've never been in a situation.
Right.
I just don't think so. I just don't, knowing me, I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think I'd have sat there and cried. I'd have been more mad than anything.
Right.
I'd have probably canceled the interview, but I don't think I'd have sat there and cried. And that's why I think it just goes to the personality that is Safaree. Maybe he is authentic out here. He gets a lot of flack for not being authentic, kind of being fake. The furs, the jewelry, all the nonsense. We all see it. We all joke on it.
How you like his music though? You think he's a decent rapper? Is he good? Would you buy his shit?
I think that Chris Brown made a great quote one day, one time. Excuse me. He said, "You got writers and you got performers, and there's a reason why you see performers never excel." Oh, you see writers never excel as performers because not everyone was born to do that shit. You see Chris Brown and Neo. Neo's an exceptional writer, but would never do what Chris Brown does as a performer because he wasn't born to do what Chris Brown does. Safaree was a genius at writing and helping Nicki brand her brand, but Nicki was the performer. He was in the back. He will never be out front because of his person. It has to be more than one thing that aligns for you to be a great artist and a successful one. You have to have the personality, the charisma. You have to have the talent. You know what I mean? And he has the talent. He's a great writer. He's a great producer. He could get behind the studio and make magic. I think that he would be a great A&R or someone to build somebody if we had that like we used to back in the day, artist development. He would be a great artist development person, but to be an artist, nah, it's just too corny.
Yeah, man.
It's just too corny.
Yeah, I agree.
It is what it is.
Yep. But yeah, man, you're watching the Uncensored Truth Podcast with Brother Old God and Sam, man. We'll be back with you guys on Monday.
Yes.
At 8 o'clock. We'll go 8 o'clock, p.m. Mondays and Thursday nights. We're going to go back strong. So definitely make sure you check us out, and everybody listen and hit the like button and make sure you share this.
Yes, indeed. Viral Hip Hop News Uncensored, the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Sam Ant right here. Oh God to my right. What's good? Hollywood Hawkins, you my motherfucking dude. What it do, man? Wow. Appreciate you watching right now on the podcast on Friday night. We will be back on Monday. Darren's Coffee, Hot Brew, Uncensored Truth. What it do?
Yes, sir.
In the description box right now. Darren, won't you drop that link for them right now in there? Great song. I'll keep it pushing. Appreciate you, brother.
He said the show don't. I saw somebody said the show don't last long enough.
The show don't last long enough. Well, that's a good thing. I guess we appreciate you. We keep you wanting more.
Yes,
you keep subscribing. You keep watching. You keep telling us, give you more. Keep
sir.
telling us to do what we do.
Yes,
We
sir.
appreciate you. You know what I mean? We will keep it longer. And it depends on the topics. I mean, this was a great day for topic talking, so we'll be on here a little longer than usual. Some days are a little busier than others. Some days we got to rap about. It's also up to y'all to help us. Y'all got to leave comments in the comment section. Keep us engaged. Keep us going. We want to keep y'all going, what's going on as well. You know what I mean? So
Yes, sir.
it is what it is, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you for all the donations that come through.
Yes, sir.
The super chat that's available on both File Hip Hop News and Hip Hop News Uncensored right now.
Yes, sir.
The channel coming real soon. Oh God, you got anything closing remarks before we get up out of here on this Friday night?
I just want to say I appreciate everybody who listened to the podcast, everybody leaving the comments, you know. And, you know, we just going to keep on pushing, working, and, you know, delivering content to y'all, man. So we out of here, man.
Big dog status, what it do? Peace to you, man. 710 East Landis Avenue, One Love Tattoo. My brother Ange, my sis Vanessa. We getting over there real soon. Fat Boy SSC. We coming to interview you, my brother, soon. You better come through, Violent. We coming.
Yes.
Uncensored Truth Podcast, Sam and Oh God checking out. We appreciate y'all. See you Monday, man. Peace.
We out.